You are now listening to Playbook Radio. Here is your host, Martin Williams.
Thank you for tuning in to Playbook Radio. My name is Martin Williams. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. We do so on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. All links can be found at gameplanplaybook.com and also in the description. Today, I wanted to talk to you about how to prepare your mind for the week ahead using what I call weekend review. Typically on Saturday, I sit down and go over the previous week in a way that's non-judgmental and non-critical, really just looking at ways to course correct. In sports, coaches sit down and go over the game film so you can see the mistakes and the things you need to correct in black and white. Awareness is the first step to correction. We don't always know what we need to fix until it's staring right at us. And if you're self-aware, you already know what needs fixing, but some people get really good at correcting in real time. But when we're busy with so much going on, it's easy to let time slip without making the necessary corrections and making them quickly. So first thing I want you to understand is that there's no perfect way to do this. This is just how I do it right now, and it's fluid. I may add or remove things as I learn more about myself and this work. But what I'm sharing with you are things that I know work, not just from reading and studying, but from my own life. So the first thing I want you to do is get quiet. The best time to do this is early morning before people get up. And I know this can be challenging if you have early risers in your house, but 15 to 20 minutes should be enough. Find a place with no distractions where no one's talking to you. And then step 2 will be mental revision. And sit down mentally, go over the week, revising anything that you want to change. I first learned this technique from Neville Goddard, who inspired many people in the world of visualization and mental enhancement. He was one of the pioneers teaching this work on a larger scale. His technique of revision works like this. Before bed each night, go over everything that you wanted to change. Maybe you didn't get a client, you didn't get a job, or something at work didn't go as planned. Sit down and revise the scene as if you got it right. Here's why this works. The subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between real and imagined facts. The more you practice this, your subconscious can't tell it didn't happen. Whatever you repeat, the subconscious mind takes as law. If you replay your failures and mistakes, you're going to continue making mistakes. But if you rewrite those moments, telling your subconscious mind it happened differently, you rebuild your confidence and your faith quickly. People lose confidence because they replay the failures. Don't replay failures, replay successes. If you haven't had successes yet, create some in your mind. When that's all running in your mind 24/7, it becomes very difficult to fail. Step 3, now you want to visualize your breakthrough goals. I suggest having at least one, but no more than 3 breakthrough goals per area. If it's financial, maybe it's an income goal or debt elimination. If it's health, maybe it's a weight goal. If it's business, maybe it's a sales or income target. But visualize that goal as if it already happened, taking all the feeling and energy of it happening in your mind. And what this does is that it primes your mind for manifestation. Do this daily, but on the weekends, you have more time to go deeper. Really allow yourself to give in to the idea that this goal is real. And many people visualize in their head, but not with their whole body. So it stays an idea in their head. Then immediately they're thinking of something else. Get into the habit of visualizing this goal as if you already have it. Feel it with everything that's in you. See people congratulating you. Imagine opening that acceptance letter or that approval letter. If you're buying a house, see yourself at the closing. See these things happening in real time. By the time it manifests in real life, it should have happened multiple times already in your mind because you're doing this consistently. And step 4 is mental rehearsal for the upcoming week. Once you come out of your meditative state after revision and visualization, start mentally rehearsing the upcoming week. Take out your phone and use your voice memo or notes app. Press record and capture everything happening in the upcoming week that you know about. Meetings, things waiting for you on Monday morning, or whether it's at work or your business, anything that you need to do. And then start rehearsing how you're going to handle those things. You got a tough client that's demanding and nitpicky, rehearse that interaction going well. Rehearse those sales calls going well. What you'll do is that you'll develop confidence. And then when your game plan is done tomorrow, ideally before the week starts, you'll have a script, and you'll create that script for the meeting. And having already done your rehearsal, you've done more preparation than 80 to 90% of professionals in this world. Almost nobody does this on a consistent basis. You'll be ready at a level that most people aren't. And the more prepared you are, the less anxious and fearful you'll be because you know you're prepared. And then step 5, schedule daily mental check-ins. Schedule a daily mental check-in with yourself. Might be good to do this in the middle of the day, but you have to pick a time that works for you. Ask yourself the following questions. Am I doing the right thing? Am I thinking the right thing? Okay. These first 2 questions are very important because it acts as a pattern interrupt. A lot of times our thinking is so much on autopilot that we're not even paying attention to how we're thinking. And if you ever just stopped and captured the last thought that you had, ask yourself, do I really want that thought to come to pass? Right? And if you don't want it to come to pass, then you got to change the thought. And we have to really pay attention to our thoughts. And then also pay attention to our actions, because our actions also can be in autopilot. The third question you want to ask yourself is, what am I doing to maintain my morale and mood? Especially if you're at a job that you don't like, where everyone around you is miserable and chaotic. What are you doing to keep your mood and your morale high? What are you doing to maintain structure in your life? And then the fourth question you want to ask yourself is, how am I keeping my energy levels up? This is about proper nutrition. Are you taking your vitamins, your medication if needed? Are you eating correctly? Not tons of fried food, but fruits and vegetables, drinking more water. These are things that we all need to ask ourselves, because when we get busy, nutrition is often the first thing that goes out the window. Get into the habit of doing these daily check-ins. And when you do it, it only takes about 5 minutes, but it helps you stay on track for the day and the week, and you'll see real results. So I hope you start practicing this and start putting it into action, and they'll help, and it will absolutely make a difference in your life. So I look forward to hearing your feedback. You can go to my Substack in the description, follow me there, and we can discuss in the comments anything that comes up with your introduction to this weekly review practice. So next week, I'm going to dive into more of a daily mental practice, and I'll expand on what I mentioned about mental check-ins and help you establish a daily practice for mental performance, something that you can listen to and go through before your day gets started. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Martin Williams. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll talk.
Thank you for listening to Playbook Radio. If this episode helped you, please share it with family and friends. For more about Playbook strategies, please go to GameplanPlaybook.com.